7 traps, 15 minutes, 1 goal. I've stood on 12 marathon start lines and I've realised something that most training plans don't tell you. You can spend 16 weeks hitting every track session, every long run, and every strength workout and still lose it all before you even cross that timing map. The marathon doesn't start at the gun, it starts in the 15 minutes when you're standing in that corral. That is the psychological dead zone when your brain hijacks your body. It is the most dangerous place on the entire marathon course because you're at your most vulnerable. Your adrenaline is high, your logic is low, and the fear of failure is screaming. A sub-4 marathon is more than a pace, it's a philosophy of discipline. Today, I'm breaking down the 7 start line traps and the exact fixes to ensure that you cross that map with a clear head and a bulletproof plan. Let's get into trap number 1. Trap number 1 is the biology trap. And we've all been there. You're in the starting pen, all packed in like sardines. You feel a tiny nagging nudge from your bladder, but you look at the lines for the Portaloos and they're 50 people deep. You tell yourself, I'll be fine once I start running. But here's the science. When you hold it, your sympathetic nervous system stays in a state of high alert. You aren't just uncomfortable, you are leaking power. Your pelvic floor and core are braced, meaning you aren't breathing deeply into your diaphragm. You're burning pressure glycogen just to stay clenched.
I kind of want to go to the toilet, which is a little bit disturbing.
The sub-4 fix, 20 minutes before the pen closes, go and do your business, regardless of if you feel like you need to. Then, once you're in the corral, do a tension scan. From your jaw to your glutes, shake everything out. And if you truly feel the urge to go again, leave the line. Starting 2 minutes behind the pacer with a relaxed, empty body is infinitely better than starting on time in a state of psychological panic. Trap number 2 is the comparison trap, or as I call it, the start line Mara-noia. It's that irrational belief that everyone else knows a secret that you don't. You see the runner next to you with the 500 carbon plated shoes, the personalized hydration vest, and the look of a professional athlete. Suddenly your $100 shoes feel like bricks. This leads to the fidget. You start readjusting your bib. You retie your shoes for the 3rd time. Under adrenaline, your perceived feel is broken. You'll tie them too tight. By kilometer 15, your feet will naturally swell, and that knot, that will come back to haunt you, cutting off circulation and causing hot spots. The sub-4 fix, you need a visual anchor. For me, it's my watch face. When you feel the urge to scan the crowd and compare yourself to others, look down at your anchor. Remind yourself, my training is done. My shoes are broken in. My race is in this circle. You're racing the clock, not the person in the fancy socks. The gun goes off and the surge begins. Because you've rested for 2 weeks, your legs feel like coiled springs. You look at your watch and you're running 20 seconds faster than sub-4 pace, and it feels effortless. You think, I'm feeling great. I'll bank some time now for when I get tired later. Stop right there. Banking time in a marathon is like taking out a high-interest payday loan from your future marathon self. Adrenaline is a powerful painkiller. It's masking the metabolic cost of that speed. If you go 10 seconds a mile too fast now, you'll pay back 60 seconds a mile at mile 20. The sub-4 fix, the breath test. For the first 5K, you should be able to breathe exclusively through your nose. If you have to open your mouth to gasp for air, you're already burning through your stage 2 fuel too early. Close your mouth, drop your shoulders, and force yourself to hit your target splits exactly. Discipline now is speed later. Trap number 4 is the sensory trap. Big city marathons are sensory overloads. You have heavy bass speakers, announcers screaming names, and the roar of the crowd. This triggers a fight or flight response that spikes your heart rate before you've even hit the first mile marker. Your brain can't process that much external input and maintain a precise sub-4 pace. You become reactive. You start running at the cadence of the music and not the cadence of your training. Your heart rate climbs not because of the effort, because of the noise. The sub-4 fix, you need to build the tunnel. For the first 10 minutes, do not look at the crowd. Do not look for your family. Keep your eyes 5 meters in front of your feet. This creates a sensory vacuum that allows your nervous system to settle. You need to be a monk for the first hour so you can be a beast for the last hour. Save that crowd energy for mile 22. You'll need it then. Trap number 5 is the data trap. GPS signals are notoriously unreliable at start lines. Between the tall buildings and the thousands of other Bluetooth signals, your watch might say you're doing an 8-minute kilometre when you're actually flying at 5:15. If you surge to fix the average on your screen, you've just sabotaged your race. I've seen people sprint 400 metres just to make their watch beat at the right time. That is race day disaster. The Sub-4 fix: use the pace tattoo or a simple pace chart on your arm. Forget the current pace field on your watch. It's a liar. Look for the physical kilometre markers on the road. When you pass the sign, hit your manual lap button. Trust the paint on the ground, not the satellite in the sky. If the road says you're on time, you're on time. Trap number 6, the social trap. Humans are pack animals. We naturally lock onto a pro-looking runner or a pacer group and think, if I just stay with them, I'll finish. But you've just handed the keys to your 16-week training block to a total stranger. You don't know their strategy. They might be planning a massive negative split, or they might be about to blow up at mile 18. If you follow them down their path, you won't be getting your Sub-4. The Sub-4 fix: the bubble strategy. Imagine a 2-metre bubble around you. Anyone inside that bubble is just an obstacle to be navigated, not a leader to be followed. If the crowd is thick, don't weave and sprint to get around people. Weaving can add up to 800 metres or more over a marathon distance. Stay patient. Let the gap open up naturally. Efficiency is the name of the game. Finally, the trap that most runners forget about: the fueling trap. Think about the timeline. You ate breakfast at 5 a.m, 6 a.m. You got to the start line at 7 a.m. You stood in the cold for 60 minutes. Your body is a furnace. It's burning calories just to keep your core body temperature at 98 degrees, just to keep you standing still. By the time the gun goes off, you're been fasting for hours and shivering for one. You've already tapped into your glycogen reserves before the first step. The Sub-4 fix: the Corral carbs. Always carry one unplanned gel. Take it 10 minutes before the gun fires. This creates a blood glucose buffer. So when you hit that timing mark, you're at 100%, not 85%. That one gel can be the difference between hitting the wall at mile 20 or powering through to mile 26. A sub-4 hour marathon isn't just a result on a website. It's a reward for 42 kilometers of relentless discipline. It's crossing that line knowing that when the start line tried to break you, you stayed in control. We're chasing this together in 2026. If you found this video helpful, hit subscribe and join the community. I want to hear your start line stories in the comments. What's the biggest trap you've fallen for? My name is Paul, and I'll see you in the next one.